Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, there's some movement in the market as far as the favorite assets that we like to pay attention to. Mainly gold and silver, but definitely cryptos with a major rebound. Bitcoin, I think, jumped up something like $5,000. The word is they've decoupled from the stock market. So what does this mean for investors? Let's go over this. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, right now is a good time, because gold and silver is not going to stay this low much longer. You can see it's already starting to take off. When you go to buy your gold and silver, yes, you can actually have it, own it, physically keep it in your house. It's something outside of the system. And when you go to buy your gold and silver, go check out our friends over at Money Metals. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. All right, with everything going on in the Ukraine, and we got the State of the Union coming up tonight, which should be really interesting to listen to. Getting back to crypto here, you can see Bitcoin approaching 44,000. That's what we like to see. Is it following the Wyckoff? It appears. So Bitcoin sitting at 43,731. Ethereum at 2,948. XRP's at 78 cents. Cardano sitting at 96 cents. Solana sitting at $97.90. Polkadot at $18.72. Dogecoin's at 13 cents. Shiba looking good. It's at 4027 and climbing. Crypto.com's at 43 cents. Here's one thing that you're going to notice about the cryptos is that it looks like Bitcoin took a huge leap forward, and the other cryptos, although they have increased in value, really didn't take much of a leap. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've gained. Look at this one, Near Protocol, 25% gain in value, and is already in the top 25 as far as the market cap is concerned. Not too shabby. We look at the 52-week average, you can see both Bitcoin and Ethereum heading towards the halfway mark of their 52-week average. Most of the other cryptos still sitting towards the low side, some of them getting up towards the halfway mark. If you take a look at the graphs over here to the side, you know, usually all of them look alike, but there are some differences. This is what you want to see in the market, each one of them moving on their own, not all at the same time, not all together. That just tells you really that the market is controlled mostly by the movement of Bitcoin. This is not what you want. You want to see them move independently. Satama's at 7016. It's up 5.4%. Took a nice little jump right here in value and has been running horizontal for the most part. Took a slight dip this morning and looks like it's starting to rebound. Although over the past hour it is negative 2.3%. Over the last 24 hours it is positive 5.4%. Over the last 7 days it is 0.9%. Over the last 14 it's averaging negative 12.7%. Over the last 30 days it is negative 49.5%. What is going on in the silver market? Yeah, silver at $25.37. That's what we like to see. So silver sitting at $25.37. This morning it came out and just kept running. Yes, it jumped up almost a full dollar. It's at 95-cent increase. We'll take it. Keep our fingers crossed that it'll continue to do that. If you haven't bought your gold or silver, now is the time. Let's take a look at gold. I love gold. Oh, looky here. Gold's at 1,941. Is it going to pass up that 1,950 mark? It is up $32.80 for the day. Looking sexy. So both gold and silver moving up nicely with everything going on over there in the Ukraine, as well as the State of the Union coming up. People are waking up to the fact that there's a lot of trouble happening in these countries, most of it planned, but the fact that there's issues with banks, I think is scaring everybody over to safe havens. We're going to cover that here in a moment, but both gold and silver running in the right directions and being the true safe havens that they are. You got to love this. Thanks to Russian sanctions, Bitcoin has decoupled from the stock market. It never should have been coupled in the first place. If you're an asset, you should be moving independently on your own with very little influence in it outside of its own marketplace. So here's what's going on. The impact of the U.S. sanctions on Russia's economy. So the ruble fell 20%. So for those of you out there who like investing in foreign currency, that currency is going to increase sooner or later. So if you could buy it for 20%, 25% cheaper than where it is, be it. When it goes back up in value, sell it. The Russian stock market had a close today. The CPR more than doubled their key interest rates to 20% to try to save the ruble. So S&P cut Russia's credit rating to junk, and also Russia's biggest lender, Esperlank, however way you want to pronounce it, and that's over in Europe, is facing failure and dropped about 70% in London trading. So you have to say to yourself as an investor, sure, we don't like conflict, but can you get rich off it? Sure, just like all these other billionaires that play these games. Where is the opportunity? Well, how about the currency, the Russian ruble? If it's down 20%, we know it's not going to stay there. It'll eventually catch back up to its value. What about the stock for this bank, SBER Bank? If it's down 70%, because they're the biggest lender to Russia, what's going to happen when the dust settles? They're obviously going to go up in value. I think what people are really waking up to is the central bank's digital currency. Look at this. I spoke about this several times. Now people are starting to wake up everywhere. Bank of England tells ministers to intervene on digital currency programming. What? A digital currency programming? The Bank of England has called on ministers to decide whether a central bank digital currency should be programmable, ultimately giving the user control over how it is spent by the recipient. Yeah, see? At least now they're coming out with the truth, because people are going, Pimpy, you have no proof of that. We know China is, but that's it. No other country is going to do this. Really? You trust your governments that much? Do you really? Because what they'll tell you is, sure, the currency can be programmed, but we promise not to do it, with their fingers crossed behind their back. You know dang well the ultimate control of the people is their money. Tom Merton, a director at the Bank of England, said during the conference on Monday that programming could become a key feature of any future central bank digital currency, in which the money would be programmed to be released only when something happened. He said you could introduce programmability. What happens if one of the participants in the transactions puts a restriction on future use of the money? There could be some socially beneficial outcomes from that, preventing activities which is seen to be socially harmful in some way. Who's going to determine whether or not something is socially harmful? Them? Your government? Where you see what a wonderful job they're doing on what is and what is not misinformation, what is and what is not hate speech. And you're going to trust them with your money, telling you how you can and cannot spend it. It's programmable. Talk about violating all your rights. You speak out of line, they shut your money down. You want to stand up against the government of tyranny? Well, you can't buy weapons nor ammo with your money. Do you see the problem with this programmable money? So nobody should support this. They're going to force us into it anyways. It's up to what the rest of the world does in response. It says, but at the same time, it could be a restriction on people's freedoms. You don't say. Duh, isn't that the whole purpose of it? He warned that a government would be required to intervene and make the final decision. Again, we're talking about the same corrupt people that have been running governments now for how long? They become more apparently corrupt over the last 30 years than ever before, but especially over the last 20 years. A digital currency could make payments faster, cheaper, and safer. Well, I'm in no hurry. As long as they get the payments, I don't care. Yeah, it's okay. I can deal with the payments that I'm making now, with the fees that I'm paying now, versus allowing you to create a currency that's programmable and controlled by you, that determines what I do with the money that I earn. Yeah, you can go, you know what, yourself. That's for sure. I definitely don't want this. But I love that's how they're going to pitch it to people. Look it. You can make this payments faster, cheaper, and it's safer. Yeah, my ATM works just as good. My credit card works just as good. There's no problems there. but also opens up new technology possibilities, including programming, effectively allowing a party in a transaction, such as a state or an employer, to control how the money is spent by the recipient. Yeah, I'm going to give you some money, but you're fat and overweight. I prefer this not be spent on fast food. I mean, there is some benefits to it, like cannot use for drugs, no smoking. Don't program my money to no drinking. I will start kung fuing people all over the place, man. So there are some benefits to it, I agree, but that means you have to put your full trust in the people that are controlling the programming, and I don't. I'm a full grown adult. I don't need people making decisions on how I destroy myself. That's for sure. Last thing I need is to be going to a doctor. Doctor's like, you're just about 30 pounds overweight. And then sends a message out. And then all of a sudden the government goes, hey, look at Pimpy's 30 pounds overweight. What does that mean? Well, don't let him spend his money on fast food. And they block me every time I go get a hamburger. You know what I mean? Yeah, his ABS scores are looking pretty bad. His liver's taking a punching. Let's go ahead and block his money from being spent on wine. What? So people go out there and they go, no, this would be good. They could keep you from doing harmful things to yourself. Yeah, but what about the day when they say, we want you to do this, and everybody starts rising up, and we go, yeah, we don't think so. And they're like, we do. If you don't want to obey us like the masters that we are, we'll just shut off your money. Foop. Yeah, you don't want this. They always dress up a pig with lipstick and try to call it a beauty queen. It's not. This thing is butt ugly, and you don't want anything to do with it. That old saying, beauty's only skin deep, but some people's just bone ugly. This whole central bank digital currency is both skin and bone ugly. You don't want anything to do with it whatsoever. The fact that governments even feel comfortable enough to bring it up and talk about it is just, it tells you the boldness in them. That whole saying again, the people should not be afraid of their government. The government should be afraid of the people. People are afraid of their government. And if they're afraid of them now, you can only imagine what's going to happen when they start programming your money. You want to pay fees to go to a specific club that you belong to that they don't like? Nope. You want to donate to your favorite politician that they don't like? Nope. You want to donate to some organization that you support and like and they don't? Nope. You can see where this is going. One potential use could be control over benefit payments. She compared a programmable digital currency to the U.S. system of paying benefits in vouchers, as it could have a similar goal of restricting the recipient to buying only essential goods as food with money. See how they're going to do this? And the public's going to go, yeah, that's actually good. Because if you're going to be on welfare, then it should be spent on your necessities and not drugs or not alcohol or given away or, anything like that. It should go specifically for what it should be used for. Baby formula, diapers, stuff like that. Earlier this month, Sir John Conliffe, a deputy governor at the bank, said digital currencies could be programmed for commercial or social purposes, even down to the way children spend pocket money. Yeah, they're trying to tell your kids how to spend their own money. If you look at the pros and cons, no matter how much they stack up, all the pros, and I don't care if they come up with 1 million items, it only takes out one con that wipes out any benefit to this currency. The fact that the government at any time can stop you from wanting to spend your money on whatever it is you want to spend your money on. I'm cool with that, man. The last thing I need is for them to be shutting down my money because they don't like the things I say, don't like the things I do. A Treasury spokesperson said programmability is a potential feature of a central bank's digital currency. So here you go. Already they're trying to introduce the idea to people so that you get used to it. This is the task force is coordinating the expiration of potential CBDC, and no decisions have been taken on whether to introduce a CBDC in the UK or its design. No, it's been thought of. It's already done. I like the way they go, well, we haven't thought about this yet. They just want to see what the public's going to say. Well, we're too distracted with a bunch of other crazy things. And this is what they're going to use as their excuse for introducing this type of CBDC. They're going to say, see, so if a country wants to go to war, then we could just program their money and keep them from going to war. That's what they'll say. You can already see the false flag event that they're going to use in order to push this forward. I cannot stress this enough. Benjamin Franklin was right on the money when he said, when you sacrifice your rights for security, you'll lose them both. They always dress a pig up. They always do, in lipstick. Stop falling for it. And this is what you're going to need when the time comes and you want to step up and protest the central bank's digital currency. You're going to need something outside of the system. That's why you're seeing gold and silver really start to take off. Besides the fact they're a true safe haven, people are starting to wise up to the fact that these countries are trying to force us into a type of currency you don't want to be dealing with. Anyways, that's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.